When it comes to billionaires, we all know Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, and Elon Musk. We know how they got famous, and maybe we know even more about their lives than we'd like to admit. But that's just scraping the surface of the world's wealth. It's estimated that there are 2,095 billionaires on Earth, yet we're only aware of a very few. Today, we're going to take a look at some of the least known billionaires in the world. People you may have never heard of or seen, but people that have a lot of power in the world nonetheless. Number 5. Azim Premji, $7.2 billion. First on our list is Azim Premji, one of the richest people in Asia, with a net worth of $7.2 billion. He was raised in India and went on to study electrical engineering at Stanford University. His father ran a vegetable and refined oil business called Western India Vegetable Products, which isn't a name that exactly rolls off the tongue. However, that name wouldn't last for long. In 1966, Azim's father passed away, leaving him in charge of the business. Azim traveled back to India to take over. By then, the business was largely selling toiletries, ethically sourced soaps, and even hydraulic cylinders. Business was booming, but it wasn't quite enough. As the 1970s started, Azim realized he had to expand the business into IT and computing if he wanted to make big money. And boy, did he make big money. He renamed his business Winpro, which has grown to be one of the biggest companies in India. There's offices around the globe, some in London and in Silicon Valley. Now, Azim owns 84% of the multi-billion-dollar company. Though he could easily retire to the Caribbean and live on a beach for the rest of his life, he chooses not to. Every day, he wakes up and begins work at 4:30 in the morning. He walks to work from his small home and usually works 14-hour days, and that's not even counting the time he spends flying to the different offices. That being said, Azim isn't one for flashy things. He frequently hounds his employees to remember to turn off company lights, and he's been said to often take rickshaws to the airport. When Azim does spend his money, it is often on other people. His foundations have donated over $21 billion to charity. In March 2020, as COVID-19 took hold of the earth, he donated $134 million to provide aid to various countries. Number 4. Reinhold Wirth, $10.9 billion. You may not know his name, but Reinhold Wirth is worth quite a bit of money. $10.9 billion to be exact. However, it took him a long time to climb up the ladder and join the other billionaires of the world. Growing up, his father owned a small wholesale screw business, and that wasn't incredibly successful. Reinhold took over his father's business at a young age of 19 and expanded it, eventually founding Adolf Wirth Group. The business began to sell assembly and fastening materials to several engineering trades and became very profitable. Now, the group has $12 billion in annual sales and includes 400 different companies with 71,000 employees. With all that success, Reinhold Wirth has had the chance to buy himself a few nice things, more than most people could expect in a lifetime. One of his biggest purchases is none other than Vibrant Curiosity, his 280-foot-long luxury mega yacht. And it certainly is a mega yacht, with a price tag of $150 million. Vibrant Curiosity has an opulent master stateroom with its own office and exterior deck area. There's 22 additional cabins on the boat to accommodate both guests and staff. There are pools found throughout the sunny decks and multiple lounging areas to relax in. Of course, there's a helipad on top, so you can access the yacht with ease and style. But the yacht isn't the only way that Reinhold gets around. He owns at least 4 private jets, including 3 Cessna 560XL Citations, which cost at least $13.7 million apiece. His 4th known jet, a Dassault Falcon 900, costs about $44.8 million. And Reinhold has a fantastic place to park his jets at his own airport, Adolf Wirth Airport, which was created in 2004, and even offers activities like skydiving, paragliding, and hot air balloon rides. In addition to collecting planes, Reinhold is known for collecting art. With over 17,000 works in his collection, he owns 4 art museums, including Museum Wirth and Kunsthal Wirth. His most expensive painting is none other than the Darmstadt Madonna, an oil painting by Hans Holbein the Younger, dating back to 1526. The painting was purchased for a startling $100 million. Number 3. Charlie Ergen, $14.4 billion. billion. With a net worth of $14.4 billion, you could probably pick anything you'd like up for lunch. Caviar, sushi, prime rib, you name it. But if you're Charlie Ergen, you just pick up a Gatorade and a sandwich from your house. Charlie Ergen is filthy rich now, but he wasn't always. He attributes his frugal lifestyle to his mother's experience living through the Great Depression. Because of his upbringing, Charlie got to work forming a business at a young age. He formed EchoStar with his wife and best friend, which started by driving around Colorado, selling satellite dishes out of the back of a truck. EchoStar gained traction, and Charlie eventually raised $335 million in junk bonds to purchase orbital slots for satellites. With that investment, he went on to found a little company called Dish, and the rest is history. Now, Charlie lives a rather mellow life. He still packs a brown paper bag for lunch every day, and he lives in Colorado with his 5 children in a nice home. Number 2. Amancio Ortega. Imagine being worth $77 billion and opting to wear the exact same outfit from Zara every single day. If that doesn't sound too bad to you, you might want to make fast friends with Amancio Ortega, who does exactly that. Amancio left school at the young age of 14 and started working as a shop hand for a local shirt maker. While working there, he learned to sew his own clothes and went on to form a little clothing company, you guessed it, Zara. Today, Zara has 6,500 shops in 88 different countries. From Zara alone, Amancio earns $400 million in dividends, so you might assume he's living a life of luxury. In reality, not exactly. Whether he still went into the offices every day, Amancio ate his bagged lunch in the company cafeteria with all of his employees. To this day, he's dressed every morning in a plain blue blazer with a white shirt and khakis, all purchased from Zara. If you haven't heard of him, well, there's a reason for that. Until 1999, no pictures were ever taken of him. In his career, he's only given 3 interviews and aims to live the most private life possible. However, public record is public, so his real estate purchases aren't private whatsoever. In terms of businesses he's purchased, well, he's bought Cepsa Tower in Madrid for $551 million, Epic Residences and Hotel in Miami for $536 million, Torre Picasso in Spain for $536 million, a hotel in Chicago for $72.5 million, and the EV Hot Wat building in New York for $145 million. For private residences, he purchased a $1.1 billion building in DC and an apartment in New York for $67.6 million, and even an entire block of property in Miami Beach for an undisclosed amount. But that's not all. He also owns an equestrian center in Galicia, Spain, where he likes to spend a lot of his time, at least when he's not on his mega yacht Drizzle. Number 1. Mukesh Ambani, $58.8 billion. Mukesh Ambani has an incredible success story that few people have heard. Now worth $58.8 billion, Mukesh went from living in a relatively poor family in India to owning the most expensive house in the world. We'll get to that in just a moment. Mukesh was originally raised in what is modern-day Yemen. His family moved to India to start a spice and textile trading business, which slowly started to gain traction in his youth. He went on to earn a BC in chemical engineering, and after, expected to go to Stanford. However, as his parents' business grew, Mukesh returned home to help run it. He and his parents worked together to form Reliance, which expanded from textiles and spices to refining and petrochemicals. As it expanded, it grew wildly in popularity, and Mukesh started thinking more outside the box. He went on to direct and create the world's largest grassroots petroleum refinery, which produces 660,000 barrels of oil a day. After that, they decided to expand to smartphones. Reliance formed their own cell phone network, which has grown to be the 3rd most popular in India. And Mukesh decided to use his success and fame to create something rather, well, insane. He built Antilia, the most expensive house in the world, valued around $2 billion, a price that rivals the estimated value of Buckingham Palace. The home is 400,000 square feet with 27 floors, but the home is much taller than you would expect because each floor has high ceilings, making it the height of 2 floors. The top 6 floors are purely residential with bedrooms and living areas, but the lower levels are where it gets exciting. There's a mega temple which takes up an entire floor, floors of guest suites, restaurants, a full-service salon, an ice cream parlor, and a 50-seat movie theater. I don't know if you could get me out of that ice cream parlor. The garage can accommodate 168 cars, and Mukesh could surely afford to fill that garage without making even a slight dent in his wallet. If Mumbai gets a little too hot for him and his family, well, they can also visit the only indoor snow room in the city. Snow spits from the ceiling so the family can relax and build snowmen and igloos to their heart's content. So, there you have it. 5 billionaires you probably didn't know existed. What do you think of how they made their billions? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And as always, I'm Mr. Luxury. Pip pip da doodly doo.